Be
boring.
so. Anyway, let's talk about the Marvels. We did our review for it, and bad news for the Marvels and the launch here. And I just think it's so interesting. So Variety has kind of been weird lately. So they posted we never talked about it on the show, but they made this article a couple weeks ago before the finale of Loki. They're like, Marvel MCU is so fucked beyond belief, like you don't even know, and all this stuff. Some of it might be true, some of it might not. I don't know. But they released that, and then they do this article where the headline for the Marvels is how bad the box office is. Negating to... And I look, I have not read the review, or not read the article, whatever. But it just seems like negative is what sells in our media landscape.
Yeah.
So rather than say this is the biggest opening ever for a female black director... They're gonna say, well, this is the worst performing MCU movie, and I'm sure they will mention it. They have to about the strikes, but there was no pre-tape. A lot of some of these projects were able to be promoted by the actors because they were taped before the strikes.
Yes,
they didn't do that at Marvel and Disney because they didn't think the strike would go this long.
Good job, idiots.
That's your fucking fault. You shouldn't have let it go this long.
Too fucking bad.
But that's obviously, and this is why I'm upset, is because now there's going to be so many more of these stupid fucking YouTube videos blaming women and blaming the three leads being female.
Let's talk about the shithead on Twitter.
So let me get we've talked about Chris Gore on this show before.
We have?
Yes. And it
just sounds like a shithead.
It's just so disappointing because I used to watch this guy. He used to be on Attack of the Show. He used to do DVD. I mentioned on the show before. He did this thing called DVD Tuesday. Jesus Christ.
DVD Tuesday?
Yes.
Or DVD Tuesday?
DVD Tuesday. DVD. You know what I mean. There's no T. My brain cannot say that. So I used to like this guy, and it's just been weird to see him progressively be more of a shithead. And
dude, yeah.
He's not nearly as bad. I used to think he's not nearly as bad as Nerdrotic and Heel versus Babyface and all that.
Well, look, he's tweeting out something like, making, what did he say?
He just thinks he's still trying to make edgy jokes that I just don't think are funny.
They're not.
So his tweet, after, we have the headline, $47 million opening weekend, worst MCU open ever. He quote tweets it and says that Marvel and DC. Hold on, I'll pull it up. Pretty much the summation of it was that Marvel and Star Wars being girl properties is what has caused them their downfall, pretty much. And it's just.
Yeah, I mean, forget, Pepper Potts and fucking forget Princess Leia, man. I mean, yeah, fucking way to turn it over to the girls, you schmucks.
So he said turning...
I mean, who the fuck do you think you are, dude?
To be precise, he did say, turning Marvel and Star Wars into girl brands will prove to be one of the costliest decisions in entertainment history.
Well, you hope, because otherwise you're not going to get paid, you fucking shithead. Hey, look, it's the town crier dickhead. It's the guy who stands in the middle of the medieval town and cries about the Black Plague coming and nobody fucking listens to him because guess what? He's the town idiot. Mm-hmm. And that's all he does. No. Nowadays, you can get millions of dollars for that and make a career off of it. Man, how far have we fallen? You want to talk about making stuff great again? Let's make fucking science great again. Let's make brains
all right,
great
you're getting
again.
off the beaten path.
Well, for fuck's sake. These assholes, like, they get paid so... Let me just say something to you listeners real quick that you need to know about Mr. Tyler Allen over here, and here's what it is. I fucking despise humans. They're awful and shitty, and they cheat on each other, and they suck. They're bad. And they're willing to get paid to fuck over other people because, hey, you need to make a living, And so, like, none of these assholes really surprise me, but it's just so fucking disheartening to know how many people out there are just ready to jump onto this hate bandwagon.
Well, and you like
fuck all y'all.
For example, with this movie, I just to see how much fun all three of them have with each other, and
it was a fun movie.
Well, and like the stuff before the movie came out, before the strikes, they did some like shoots together, and they had some interviews before, and
yeah, I remember reading about.
Well, and then Monica, is it Tiana Paris?
Tiana Paris and Iman Vellani.
Tiana Paris. She shared. There's a video going around on Twitter of her being how excited she is to put on the costume for the first time.
Yeah,
and like. You see people like hate on this shit, and you're like, this woman is having fun. She's getting to be a superhero.
Yeah.
And she's getting to do something cool like this. And then all you guys can think about is how pissy you are that it's a female-led movie. Like, let's fucking call it what it is. And, for example, Film Threat.
Mm.
That's what Chris Score's company is. I went to their YouTube, watched their spoiler review. 40-minute video. I watched it on double speed because I wanted to blow my fucking brains out. So I listened to it on double speed, and I shit you not, Chris Gore tried to make a joke. First of all, they constantly said Carol was gay-coded. And I said, how is she gay-coded? Because she has compassion for her friend? Like, they truly think that since the first Captain Marvel that Carol has been gay-coded, and that she was in a lesbian relationship with God, what's Monica's mom's name?
Carol. No, shit, I don't know. Something Rambo.
Captain Rambo. This is what we'll call her.
Sure,
that's what they refer to her in the movie. But like, they just constantly try and drive that bit home where like she's gay coded and like they're lovers, and then also says that she's a beard for the prince that was on the Singing Planet, having no knowledge that character was gay. They just assumed that.
Also, the entire planet fucking sings, dude. Do you really think he needs a beard?
The Higher, Further, Faster, he tried to make a joke about that being a fingering thing. And he goes, I know, like, you know, higher, further, faster, they're talking about flying, but I also think couldn't it be like a fingering thing? And I just like... This is the level of criticism these people are giving.
I think I
don't give a shit.
No, I know.
No, Tyler, this is the thing. I want to make this abundantly clear because I don't think people get it.
Yeah.
I don't care that they don't like the movie.
No.
I hate it when they constantly push these bullshit lies.
Well, they get clicks.
And trying to... It's just...
If you're an idiot,
like this is why I think it's lies, because I truly don't, or maybe they do. I don't know anymore. I try and give people the benefit of the doubt. But here's the thing: it's kind of hard not to see that you do this shit for clicks, and it works because we're talking about it, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel the need to talk about it because I'm like, it's frustrating because if you don't like something, no one's asking you to watch it. And yes, we have jokingly watched movies that are bad, like we trashed RoboCop 3, right?
Oh, it's terrible.
But we actually had criticisms of the movie.
Yeah,
we didn't just flat out say, well, it's women in the lead, it's woke. It's a black character or Asian character, whatever minority. Oh, it's woke. And this is what it was 40 minutes of that. Half of their criticisms, they were talking about that shit. And I know because I watched the whole fucking 40 minutes.
I think all you beta males, or alpha males, whatever you want to call yourselves, douchebags, fucking tiny dickless wonders. I think y'all need to understand that two women being friends and like hugging and sharing a really deep bond doesn't fucking mean that they're fucking banging, bumping uglies, dude.
Also, there's other people...
Doesn't mean that they're scissoring after hours,
There's just other criticisms I saw
wanted to say scissoring.
On the Daily Mail about these characters. Like, well, the audience are just tired of mean, callous women. And I'm like,
what?
All three of these characters cry. All three of these characters hug each other.
Yep.
All three of these... Brie Larson is chasing cats. Like, this movie is fun.
Yes.
You want it to be this humorless enjoy. Oh, that was another criticism that Film Threat had. They were like, it's this joy. It's this sexless. It's something where like they don't like none of these characters. Like they continue the complaint of Marvel isn't sexy enough or whatever. I can't even remember the exact thing, but there was like we were like one of the guys name's Alan. He's Asian, and he
no
said,
relation.
He said, "Oh, thanks putting another Asian in a sexless relationship," talking about the Prince of the Singing Planet. And I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And also, here's why I don't take your review that seriously, is you all introduce each other and say, we're diverse, but we're not the right diverse, because there was a black guy, there was I can't remember that guy's name, but there was a guy named Latino Slant, and then Alan is Asian, and they're like, yeah, we're diverse, but we're not the right diverse to review this movie, joking that, oh, we're men, so we can't talk about this movie. And it's just...
Well, you just have no fucking clue. Have they ever talked to an actual woman before? It seems like they haven't. I mean,
well, Chris has
really
Chris and Alan
stupid.
both have kids. So
How?
That's a good question. That's a real good question. I want to bring up Alan, his sidekick, Chris Gore's sidekick, his comments. And I want to keep driving this shit home. All right, so here's what Alan said. A superhero movie clearly made... He made it rotten, by the way, on Rotten Tomatoes. A superhero movie clearly made and produced by people who have never read a comic book but read Archie instead. It feels like it was made for teen girls and not actual comic book fans. He also doubles down on this by tweeting that the Kamala Khan intro in the movie... he says any beginning scene in a movie sets the tone for what the movie's going to be, and then uses her little fan fiction comic book intro to be the example. He's like, see, it's made for teenage girls. So these are the people we're dealing with. It sucks that the Marvels had such a low box office, but Marvel's going to be fine.
Are you trying to say that teenage girls should not be allowed to read comics or something? I mean, what is your point here? Because I'm a comic fan and I enjoy it.
You're not a real comic book fan.
I guess that excludes you from being a real comic book fan. Guess what? I've also read Archie, you fuck. A lot.
Yeah, well, you're a fake nerd because you're woke.
I guess.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it sucks that the Marvels bombed. It's bound to happen. It was. I don't think anybody. It did perform lower than expected, and now it will take the title over The Flash for the biggest bomb. So,
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.